These past few months while playing Overwatch has felt off to me. So recently, I just want to figure out why. Which segue perfectly into playing this. I played a 6v6 version of Overwatch, which has changed some of the balance of the game into something similar to what it was before Season 9. And for some heroes' cases, before 5v5. Which to me, this has been a very great fun experiment to try out this mode. But anyway, let's start with my first point. Something I've been noticing that's been making this very fun is that this mode has a faster time to kill. So, after Season 9 came out, I was starting to struggle a bit with Overwatch, which I was thinking, why is this less fun? But then after playing this, I realized everyone just has too much health. So, currently in Overwatch, a lot of burst damage heroes need 3 shots to kill someone, which to me has really slowed down the game. Like a lot. Because it feels like they just survive stuff they shouldn't. And because people can tank an extra shot, shooting a gun is just less satisfying. It's similar to how before people struggled with some heroes that were extra tanky. But now rather than just those handful of heroes being tanky, it's everyone that's annoying and kind of too tanky. Which at least myself, I just can't take how much it slows down the game. Which to me, it's kinda scary we got to this point. Since if Overwatch is less fun and explosive, what is Overwatch's identity then? Like it can high-key make Overwatch feel like a budget Paladins. Which I'm not gonna make that a secret. I don't like playing Paladins. If I liked Paladins, I would be playing Paladins. So yeah, having this lower time to kill, it just feels good. Like I'm genuinely shocked that people don't miss this. Or at least more don't talk about missing this. But anyway, there's a big elephant in the room, which is the extra tank player. So, what you can probably notice from the footage I'm using is the hero I got the biggest kick out of was Mauga. Because there's this interesting new dynamic with a second tank. First of all, most of the tanks have been overall nerfed, which is surprisingly fine, since there's a second tank to also take off some pressure. Another fun part is the new tank combos you can do. So something I really enjoyed was playing Mauga and Reinhardt together, which was just great fun because you're just 2 big guys charging into the enemies, which currently that's not an experience you can get. And something else fun with the tanks being overall nerfed is this again lowers the time to kill, which means fighting the enemy tanks, you're also kind of having more fun. Because here, rather than dying instantly or dying not at all, it feels like they just kind of died at a reasonable time. But this ties into what I said earlier. It feels like to me, heroes having slightly less health is actually more fun. Or as I should say, having the amount of health that they had before Season 9. I cannot preface enough how much Season 9 ruined Overwatch's game feel when it comes to the numbers. Everyone just being slightly more lethal and themselves also being less tanky. It felt like to me it's rewarding 2 things. It allows the player themselves or with their team to kill their enemies faster, and if you figure out how to move right to not get hit as much, you're also getting rewarded, rather than having this extra health that just lets you tank an extra shot, because that makes it way less interesting. And another elephant in the room that this just got rid of is the DPS passive and the tank knockback passive, which to me first, getting rid of the tank passive, at least the knockback one, sounds kind of insane. But then I tried it, and everything was kind of fine. Which first of all, it is kind of tied to the fact that there's just 2 tanks now. But also I think it makes a lot of the tanks more interesting, especially with fighting other tanks. Because other tanks actually have knockback abilities. And then the DPS passive, it's a joke. Like this DPS passive we have currently. So rather than doing anything to as support that might be a problem, we just make it so every DPS make people take less healing. And then literally, while I was working on this, they buffed the passive, so it's even more annoying and more poorly designed, like this start of Season 9. And I just can't take it seriously that like this passive was allowed to get into the game. I really miss when the DPS passive was something cool like a speed passive in the first beta, since that let the DPS do their job and they had something interesting like more movement speed than a support and a tank. And then support in this, they're just cool. They have basically the same passive. There's actually isn't much different with support, except some of them have been rebalanced a good bit, which is fine. They feel fine. It's actually great. This mode just helped show me that there can be some really good fun chaos in Overwatch, especially when heroes have like this time to kill. And maybe we won't go back to 6v6, which I think is fully fine. But I really can see it's a good idea to keep the time to kill that Season 9 gave us. Because to me, it's really changed the game for the worse. And I'm scared this is the rabbit hole we're going down from now on, rather than actually keeping the core of Overwatch fun and fast. Like increasing the time to kill. Like Is that for people that play paladins? Is that who they want? But anyway, that's it for me for now. I haven't been playing Overwatch recently, so I'm gonna ask you about something else. What is a different game that you have been playing recently to fill this gap? Because I have personally been playing some Borderlands recently, which has been very fun. But anyway, have a good one, everyone. And remember, if it didn't die in 2 shots, you weren't playing Overwatch.
Lies are like accuracy. That's how I do it.